Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name's Trish. I'm in Midwest, Wisconsin, Zone 5A, and it's about mid-March now. So today I want to get some of these larger pots planted up. I forget every year to pot my tulips and then have to, midway through the winter time, throw them in the freezer until I'm ready to pot them up in the spring. I did see some posts on Facebook of other friends and family that have some of their tulips and daffodils trying to poke through, so I figured I better hurry up and get them in our pots quick. So I'm gonna be tackling that today. Here I just grabbed 3 of our larger pots. I've got old soil from last year that I want to use as a base, but I'm going to actually repurpose our leaves from last fall and then use the recycled material, so like a cardboard, to then put the fresh new potting soil on top of that, so that I'm not spending a ton of money on soil, because as we all know, soil is one of the most expensive parts of gardening. So this way I can kind of make my dirt go a little farther. Yeah, so you can see it's there, and I got this cardboard real loosely, and then I'm gonna pack the rest of this. This is it's probably about 6 inches, but as I pack dirt on here, and the heavier it gets, it'll settle down a little bit harder. So it's a mess, but did my best. So you can see I've got 2 big old lily bulbs. Then I have the daffodils kind of around the lilies, and then the front are the tulips. Once you get out here, you kind of like forget about exact measurements, but I've got it pretty deep. I mean, I've seen other people plant bulbs this close also. So as you can see, I do have like a little plant food fertilizer that I add into the soil, and then I just top it off with regular potting soil, and that's it. Yes, I use a little Tyke's wagon to do all my landscaping with my little Tyke. Those don't have anything in them. I was just checking to see if there's any signs of critters trying to get into them. Nothing going on there. Still needs to be planted. You see, I don't know if that's signs that someone's been in there or it's just settling of that. So I've got these 3 left to plant up. I'm not too worried about them. I don't know if you're like me, where it's almost like I have to go through a few plans, move stuff around, visually see like the amount of space and where it could be, and then decide, like, and then put the shovel in the ground. Or even still, I'll like rip stuff up and move things around. In my life, the only thing that's permanent is change. Nothing has to stay if I don't want it to. I moved around these logs because I could have raised beds, could successfully grow varieties and do nice topsoil and all that good stuff. But I don't have the budget and the time and the manpower, and with 2 kids, homeschooling, still keeping up with the chores that is expected of me, to tackle on getting free sources. It's overwhelming. It's more overwhelming than figuring out how I can make the space work and still have a successful garden. So I have these wood logs that I got from my neighbor, and I was thinking, okay, whatever, I'll use these wood logs and at least those can be a border, but I don't like how it looks. Way too rustic and not really what the look I'm going for. Can't wait till the end of the summer so I don't have to look at these ugly logs. And it's not even, technically, it's not even spring, really. We're still in mid-March. We could get snow if we, if Mother Nature wants to. So I really don't want to be like waiting till the end of the summer to love the look of my garden. So then the other thing is, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can source out the wood that I have around here. We did just rip out a bunch of things out of our basement because we're getting ready to do a little bit of a renovation down there, and so there's extra wood and stuff. Yeah, I could rig it up and stuff, but I'm like, that's so much work, and I could just end up ripping these things down, and then when I had a big beautiful sheet of 3x8 plywood, I now have 1x8 or whatever jacked up sheets. No, I'm thinking I might build a chicken coop out of those. So I don't want to commit to that ripping things down unless I'm confident the tools I have will do the job well. So that does, so X-nay on that. Oh, it's just like so frustrating. And of course, when you put up a greenhouse, you have your vision where the spot should be and where you want your garden to be. Well, that's changed because my garden, it's not so small, but it was for me. It was so small and so far away from the water. A good temporary solution or small scale solution, but like the things I wanted to grow in there really didn't like it. I digress. I'm going to do a portager. I'm actually going to have the greenhouse kind of be the center focal, and then do a garden bed on each side, and then somehow marry the two in another bed ahead so that your eye gets drawn to the greenhouse, and on the sides of it are the garden. Another point I wanted to get to. So where my garden beds were before were pretty close to the end of our property line to the to the highway. There is so much trash that comes through this highway. It's kind of hard to keep up with. A lot of it will get blown into the fence line, and me and the kids will grab it when we see it. But like, the more I think about it, I really don't want what I'm eating necessarily all to come backed up from that highway with the runoff of like car oil or gas or any of that stuff. So I want to start moving it farther into my yard. It's all just about making up your mind and getting after it. So here's my attempt at making a portager. I'm going with portager. I could look it up, but I'm recording on my phone. Portager garden in a backyard suburb, backed up to the highway. Already have your greenhouse where it's gonna be. I could figure out how to move this thing, but I'm not going to. That's ridiculous. I got plenty of room to figure it out and see how it goes. I wouldn't hold your breath though. No, it'll be fine. It'll be good. So I got those stakes in. It looks like it's going to be about 22 of my feet wide by 19 inches deep. And I'm going to pick up the wood, put it back, get the stone out of there, and then I'm going to start putting more of the posts in. They're just like these, like, I can't remember how much they were. I want to say they were $12 at Home Depot. They're these garden stakes. They're wood, and I'm just going to use them to stake up the garden wire that I got to go around the greenhouse. I'll create some sort of door. I've got enough leftover wood to do that. So my arms are so sore. Yesterday I moved a ton of stumps and huge logs and wood and bricks and stones and everything to prepare for today. My arms are seriously so sore. They're so tight. I was trying to do some stretches today. I was surprised that I was having a really hard time with them. I'm going to be getting the rain barrel set up. We have an old water softener drum that I'm going to convert into a rain barrel. Oh, I was going to get some string and some stakes and stake out where the plot lines are so that tonight I can sit down and actually plan where plants are going. I do really well with boundaries and infrastructures in place, and actually like diving deep into the plants and where each one is specifically gonna go, so that in putting the plant in, I can change my mind then. But I don't want to be like fumbling through that process and not having thought it out, because I really want it to be successful. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. Hopefully I'll be able to split some logs and maybe have a nice fire. Let's get after it. So I'm a pretty visual person. That's why I needed the stakes and twine to really show me how big, how much room, if I'm going too big or going too small. On each side, there's gonna be where's my hand? Okay. There's gonna be an L-shaped garden bed. And then on this side, there's gonna be an L-shaped garden bed. This is all open so far. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that yet, but we'll get there. And then that's gonna be the rain barrel. It's really nasty, so yeah, it needs some love and some work. Actually, I should probably throw a brick in there just in case it gets a little windy back here. I'm not losing my rain barrel. Now I'm gonna go in and start planning. That's the fun part. I've planned, written down, changed, moved things, put borders in place, and still decide to rewrite it again. I'm literally starting from scratch again. I probably have 5 or 6 revised garden plans. I'm trying to figure out like the full sun long bed, part shade, part sun, and all full shade. Now I get to figure out what is gonna go where. I pulled out my seed box again. Anywho, it's been keeping my seeds in there for now, but I guess I feel like I'm leveling up. But this is why it's so vital to keep your seed packets